Do you love a vintage look, but hate the clutter that sometimes comes with it? Same. And you know, I thought the only way to avoid that cluttered look was to start getting rid of things. But honestly, that's not always the answer. Actually, usually your look looks cluttered, not because you have too much stuff, but because of the way you put it together. Hi, I'm Lori Bryan of Lori B Chic Designs, and I help create a look with a vintage soul and a modern edge without the clutter and without losing all the pieces that you love. In my latest live, I showed you my spring haul. So today, I'm going to show you exactly how I styled those things in my home, creating a lighter look with intention and without clutter. It doesn't look like I just added a bunch of more stuff. Whenever I bring in new decor or I'm decorating for a different season, I don't always just slap it on top of what I already have. Sometimes I swap things out. Sometimes I layer a little differently. I'll show you what I mean. I showed you this rug that's brand new that I found at the thrift store. I loved it, but I didn't really need a rug that size. What I did need was a table topper. So I added it to the top of my dining room table.
I'm racing. Well, here it's fine if you got the time.
I also needed a spring centerpiece, and I showed in the video, or my live, that's now a video that you can watch. I showed how I put together this super simple centerpiece with this thrifted resin basket. I guess it's plastic. Anyway, it was cute. So I put this together and I layered it on top of the rug.
I'm racing. Well, here it's fine.
So now I have a super simple, inexpensive spring look to my dining room table. Next, I swapped out the more winter looking pillow covers for these spring pillow covers that I got on Amazon.
I'm racing. Well, here it's fine if you got the time.
While I was at the thrift store, I also found this valance that I loved. I didn't really have a window that size or any need for a valance, but what I did need, I thought, well, I didn't really need it, but I loved it, and I thought this would go great in my bedroom. So I used it as a runner on top of my dresser.
I'm racing. Well, here it's fine if you got the time.
While out and about, I also found a vintage watering can that I absolutely loved, and I wanted to actually use it to water my plants. But rather than hide it away in the cupboard or something, I decided to use it on my coffee table as a centerpiece. So here it is on my coffee table being a centerpiece.
I'm racing. Well, here it's fine if you got the time. And I tend to get yourself and here is time almost every night. But now I might.
You might have noticed on the coffee table too, I've got the candlesticks, and I added that same green ribbon to one of the candlesticks that I did to my centerpiece. My coffee table isn't too far away from my dining room table, and I think it just pulls it together really nicely. So I hope I showed you today that clutter doesn't come from having too much stuff. It just comes from adding without adjusting what you already have. If you like a lot of the things I used. I did put together an Amazon collection of similar things and some things that are the exact same things that I use. And if you want help styling, some personal help, that's exactly what I do in my community, the Vintage Edge Collective. I'll put both links below and in the description. You just click on that if you'd like. Thank you so much for watching. And if you liked or subscribed this video, thank you so much. We'll see you next time.